Warning, this video is only for 14 and up, and if you're under, please leave this video because I will not be accused of something I don't want to be accused of. Please, if you're under, leave the video. Stories go through the air. You can listen and you cannot. But stories are here to help. Understand what is right and what is wrong. But sometimes stories can do the opposite. There's no right or wrong. You have to form your own opinion. But that is not what you're here for. You're here to listen to this silly little god of this channel. Listens to his mind going on about his stories, about the different worlds where he's traveling to, and where he can make some small different in a timeline. Welcome to the Blue Mask What If channel. Hello everyone, this is Blue Mask and welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys will enjoy my video, and let's begin. Hello everybody, this is Blue Mask and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys will enjoy this episode of What If Deku Was the Reincarnation of Link. The reincarnation of Link. I hope you guys have enjoyed this series as much as it can, but this is probably gonna be the ending of season 1 of What If Deku Was the Reincarnation. I know it's surprising that I'm stopping it now, but it's mostly at the end of season 1 of My Hero Academia. I have set up some stuff, I did some stuff, I've done a lot of stuff with this series that I am so proud of that I have been doing. So yeah, I just really hope you guys enjoyed this journey we have been on. This is the last episode of What If Deku Was the Reincarnation of Link. Now, the last episode got a more explaining type of view, and the situation when where the news and everything broke into UA. We have that situation also covered in last episode. We got explaining of One for All and All for One. Maybe he has the Triforce. We don't actually know yet, but you can probably figure that out. So yeah, we have set that up. We have explained the time and the timeline a little more in this timeline. Deku and his sister has figured out something that the teachers couldn't have figured out in the original timeline, because they were also at the right place at the right time, actually. So yeah, most of that is gonna go on. But that is not where we're gonna start. Sorry. We start at outside of, UA, where a bus was... Where a bus right now is standing where Class 1A was in their hero outfit, with Izuku Midoriya doing the same thing. Him wearing his outfit on the screen with his robot parts. I think I need to describe how he looks now because I've added a lot more stuff. So, Izuku Midoriya has the Master Sword and the Royal Shield, that one, on his back right now. I wanted to say a bell, but sorry. Deku has a belt that can transform into a bow, a tech bow that Zelda, his girlfriend and princess, created. So he can take it off from his belt. He has a normal belt underneath, by the way. It's just a tech belt above that, so his waist can be more protected. He has on his right side of him, he has the cylinders where his arms are. the spear, the bow, the wrecking ball, the elemental cannon, and there is... It's the spear, the bow, the wrecking ball, the elemental cannon. Yeah, and he has his grapple arm on, so there is 5 cylinder. One of them is empty, so he can switch it out. His arm. He also have some other stuff on him, like his Shiga pad. No, yes, his Pura pad is on him, but in his magical bag on the side where he got it from the previous hero. He has his quiver on his back as well, sitting there. But yeah, but it's not on the where the arrows are. It's not going to the right. It's mostly going to the left side. So Bell, fuck, sorry, Isuku. I thought I would have made a mistake with Bell and Isuku in Danmachi's fanfiction, but now I'm making that mistake here. Sorry. Isuku has his bow, his arrows, arrows where he can take them on his left side. So he uses his right hand to use a bow and arrow. When he uses grapple arm, he uses his right hand to shoot with his, he pulls back with the left, he holds the bow with his right. Deku uses, he can also use the arrow modification, arrow or bow arm, to put that on, put the tech arrow on, and load just a bunch of arrow into it and just shoot with his right. So yeah. He can fight with both hands, he shoots more with the left hand, pulls back with the left hand more when he uses his grapple arm. That's more like it. Isuku... is there more I am forgetting? I don't think so. So yeah, that is what Isuku looks like. In the art, you can see that is his outfit. He has on his right his robot arm, as you can see in the picture. I had a previous one, but that was more on the left arm, not the right arm. So, his right arm is right now the one you see in the picture, in the middle. That is how Isuku looks like, with his outfit and everything else. He has green hair, by the way. Green blonde hair. I would say it's mostly green hair, then a little blonde hair at the end of his tips. In his hair, so that's more of Isuku's looks like and everything else. So yeah, that's how he is and everything else, so you guys can understand. And he's standing right in front of the bus, checking on his outfits and everything else, when some students come up to him, this being Uraraka and Bakugo and his sister. To find any female outfit of Deku, where he's a female, yeah. Imagine that one. It's mostly easily, they're twins, but Isuku is a Hylian, and Izumi is a human. So, Isuku looks up to his friends and talks to them. So... sorry. Isuku looks over to them and greets them when they came over. So, what do you believe we're gonna do today? I don't know. Isuku checks on his bow belt when he says this. I have no idea what Aizawa and the other teachers has plans, but I'm quite afraid being away from UA right now. His sisters not said this. The only two that actually understand what Isuku means, but the other two are kind of thinking that he is scared of leaving, far away from Zelda. I mean, you shouldn't be scared of leaving your princess. She's fine in here. Yeah, sure. Zelda. Isuku says as he checks on his arrows and checks what he got. He got some normal arrows and shock arrows after the whole incident in the mansion. Isugu looks at them and smiled. I'm just worried about Zelda. After some few moments of more talking, Ida calls them over because he is right now the vice president and the president of Class 1A, and Momo is the vice president. So yeah, Ida calls everyone over. They went into the bus and they started to drive away. Ida kind of gets sad because his plan got ruined by the bus. Everyone laughed a little about it, and everyone was doing whatever they did when Isui asked a question to Midoriya, or Isuku. Isuku, sorry, Midoriya, ribbit. Yes? Yes. Both of the siblings speaks up and then looked at each other. Then they just speaks like they have a magical link or something. Who are you talking about? Both of them says at the same time when Isui pointed at Isuku. Yes, what is it, Tsuyu? Call me Sue. Hopefully, I'm not going to do that. Ribbit. Anyways, I want to talk to you about your nightly duties. Go on then. What exactly do you do when you're outside of Hyrule? I saw the video where you yelled at the press, but I don't really understand. Well, because of Hyrule is the oldest living continent, or the oldest living kingdom that is still moving forward. The literal English and other kingdoms has fallen so long ago. Except for one, but I have forgotten what country that is. But oh so long ago, there was a rule set up when we got contacted by, well, humans again, that they were not, well, the Knights of Hyrule, or when they go with any of the Hyrulean royal family, they are allowed to do their duties no matter what. Protect them, even kill anybody that tries to kill them. That is the mission of the knight, protecting the family. Isuku says as he was looking at his right arm, making sure that everything was alright. That means what exactly? Means if any of you would ever, turn against us and try to kill Zelda in front of me, I won't hesitate to stab you through the head with my sword. Ribbit. That is cruel, Midoriya. Isuku. But yes, it is, but for example, I don't really care. You're nice to me, I'm nice to you. If you try to kill my princess, you're dead. Everyone was quiet after this when Mina spoke up. May I ask a question then? Go ahead. It's not about the knight thing, it's more with the sword on your back. Isugu looked at the Master Sword and says, what about it? Is it actual magic? Magic doesn't exist, it's just a fairy tale. Oh no, magic do exist. Everyone looked at him like he was crazy. How do you think all those stories about dragons and everything came to realize? There are dragons in Hyrule. Not everyone can see them because they don't believe in them. It's kind of a mixed bag of hearsay, but most people have seen dragons in Hyrule. So, magic is real. Yes, magic is real and it's always been real in our world. Just, well, every single continent here has forgotten that it do exist. I mean, literally, they're Koroks that most people also can't see, but they're more rarer to find than everything else. But people have been noticing that they do exist. So magic is always and always will be a factor in our world. So, can you say quirks are magic? That is a huge correction. It's more like magic have affected the human's DNA. So yes, there are magic, but still biological in a sense. Huh. So, who can pull that sword? No one, except for the hero spirit. Well, except there was a record of a child without the hero spirit pulling the sword, but he became the new, for what they understood, he became the new hero. The whole timeline with the hero spirits and everything else, there's multiple records of multiple events that could have happened, but shouldn't have happened, or would have happened, but didn't happen. So, it's a whole confusing mess. We think the timeline has split and connected at one point. We do not know where or when. It just fixed itself at one point. It's a mess. Yeah. And if you're talking about Goddess Hylia, yes, she does exist. There's multiple records of her existing and talking to the heroes and the princesses in across time. The other gods are just pale replica of Hylia and the three golden goddesses. Huh. That's oddly convincing. Are you all done talking about, well, nonsense back there? Aizawa turned around to look at his students that looked back at him. We're here. Everyone stepped off the bus and everyone looked around to see a big dome of a building, and everyone looked forward to see 13, a Razorhead, a student, they think, and All Might standing in front of them. We are here to help you learn, students! Everyone was surprised, but they still knew that they would have All Might. They also, Uraka kinda got happy seeing 13. Izuku respected her because she is a hero, rescue hero that actually helped at one point in the Sora's domain after an accident. She was called in, she helped out, that's it. She's highly respected by the Soras and Hylians and other races because of her quirk, but they still, well, understand that it's fucking strong. After 13, well, talked, a student with blonde hair, and Izuku looked at him and just said, "How the fuck is Tintin out of his comic books?" I mean, literally. Everyone looked at the person and tried not to laugh, but the guy just bawled out laughing, hearing that, well, how he looks. That is a quite realistic how I look. But no, I'm not Tintin. I think that is his name. Fuck, it's a long time since I've watched that, well, cartoon. But no, I am I'm Amirio Togata. I'm a third year here at UA, and I was asked to help you students out for today. A lot of you have some strong quirks, and this is a special kind of training. 13, hearing this, walked forward and explained all of it to her students. Explaining about the rules and implication of quirks in rescue. Izuku looks around, making sure that everything was alright, with Aizawa walking up to him. You okay, kid? I'm fine. You know that bad feeling that won't go away? Yes, I know. I have that feeling right now. And I don't... Before Midoriya could, talk even more, a feeling came over him. Not anything normal around. Darkness. Izuku could feel malice, darkness, or whatever you would call it. He could feel that magic here. Explaining why Izuku knows about that feeling, he spent 3 years down in the depths where that was around them all the time. Feeling that here, in the overworld, by the way, above the depths, away from the depths, feeling that magic, yeah. Izuku immediately stood still and looked near the fountain where he felt it. Seeing the lights were going out with Aizawa and All Might and Mirio seeing the same, Izuku reached for his swords and pulled it, watching as it glowed. A monster is coming out. Izuku immediately yelled back at 13, stopping her speech. Get everyone out of here now! Everyone was shocked by his yelling, but Izumi, looking at her brother's face, understood why. He's literally fucking panicking. He has panicked before, but mostly anxiety or anything else. This is combat panicking. When 13 asked why, he just yelled, I can feel darkness. That single word, UA students couldn't understand. Some of them did, like Bakugo and Izumi could understand, but the others didn't. But the teachers has been informed about the depths, about how they have a darkness lingered feeling around it. When Izuku could feel, I can feel darkness. Fucking warning sign. 13 and All Might immediately tried to get some students out, and they were at the entrance more closely, so almost all of them got out when the doors shut. The only people left inside was Izuku, Eraserhead, 13, Mirio, All Might, Uraraka, Mina, Momo, Jiro, Denki, Bakugo, and Izumi. These, students were trapped inside when Izuku could hear the others yelling why it was closed. He just yelled, go get the other teachers. Get into the bus and go and get them. When he yelled that, the only one he could hear was Ida outside. Yeah, Ida is outside, yelling at the other to get to the bus. They're going back to UA and warning the teachers. Izuku turns around and pulled out his... he pressed the button on his right side, making his cylinders pop up and switch out his grappled arm for his magic stone, his magic arm, as he calls it, or the cannon arm, and puts in a rare item he had never used beforehand, because he got around 5 at this point of each of these items. He puts in a frost dragon scale, the ice dragon, and puts it into a cannon. These can last for hours, These are so powerful that Izuku can unleash one wave of ice 100 times before the biggest blast he could with ice 100 times before it disappears. That's how fucking strong this item is. So Izuku puts that in and grabs the Master Sword on his left. The group watch over the stairwell down to the bottom where the fountain is, where villains came out. With a monster that Izuku recognized, a little, as not a regular monster, but the monster looks like the same one he fought in the mansion. Looking at All Might, he says, wait, Todoroki is also, let me just count again. Izuku, Eraserhead, 13, All Might, Mirio, Momo, Jiro, Denki, Uraka, Mina, Bakugo, Izumi, and I will add 2 more here, I forgot. It's... fuck. Shoto and Tokuyami is also here. And Octopus guy is also here. I want to add him as well. So... added those 4 away. There's like 11, 12, 13 students inside of the USJ. After, everyone spotted everyone coming out, the villain with multiple hands and looked scrawny as hell and was scratching himself said,
"Ah, All Might, you're here. Now the party can really begin to fight the main boss."
After hearing this, Izuku kind of got shocked about how he talked. It has some, weird talking in it. Like gamer talks, but it doesn't sound like it yet.
Well, we do have some more mini bosses and small enemies that my, party members can take care of. Kirigiri, please split these losers up.
After the whole thing, Aizawa wanted to go down there, but Izuku stopped him. And All Might and Mirio. Right now, we are a small group with few students. Some of you need to be up here. Eraserhead, you cannot go down there. You are not a main fighter. Even though I know you can fight anyone in a group, right now, you need to stay up here. Why? Because if anyone sneaks behind, you can stop them. All Might, I know you are a front fighter. You can go ahead, but be careful. I know you're strong, but I don't like that beast. Pointing at the Nomu that was still there. Shigaraki is right now talking as well. Izuku is just whispering to the others. Mirio, I don't know what you can do, but stay on the stairwell and hit people down if they get through All Might. 13, you are also up here with rest of the students. Where are you gonna be, young Midoriya? I'm gonna be with you. That's dangerous! I know, but that one, pointing back at the Nomu, that's the same kind of monster I fought in the mansion. Different, but still the same with an exposing brain. All Might looked at the creature again and spotted some same characteristic as the monster Izuku fought. I see. Fine then. But be careful. I'm always careful, All Might. Izuku gets ready with his sword, with All Might jumping first down to the enemies. Izuku was almost about to rush down when Kurogiri teleported behind them. Izuku stopped for a moment looking at this creature and spotted it had the same but more humanity inside of him. Kurogiri does his same talk with him trying to teleport them, but gets stopped by Eraserhead, with Izuku using a light beam to fly through the air and cut through the mist, hurting Kurogiri. After that, Bakugo and the other students went at Kurogiri, with Eraserhead doing the same. 13 helping out as well. Izuku and Mirio rushing down with having a few second delay, with Mirio standing with the stairs punching, villains away from Izuku that was rushing down the stairs. Izuku pulls out his Puripad and select a weapon that could, still cut, but not hurt as much. He took out a Night Sword instead, deeming these villains, seeing just one punch knocked a bunch of them out, as useless with his Master Sword, but pulled out a Royal Night Sword and had it on his hip, not his back, and put away his Master Sword. The Master Sword on its back, pulling out a Night Sword. After that happened, Izuku rushed down and started to fight some of the lower villains. Using one of his shots, not powerful shots, so he shut it down and froze some of their feats of the villains. Having the blade covered by the sheath, Izuku making sure that it wouldn't fall off. He hits these villains on, the sides and the heads, knocking them out. Jumping around and defeating around 15 villains, Izuku looked forward to see All Might starting to fight the Nomu, and Shigaraki starting to talk. Distracting looking at the fight versus All Might and Nomu, Izuku rushed forward, with Shigaraki noticing afterwards that he was rushing, turned around, and when Izuku tried to hit him with the sword that was sheathed, Shigaraki touched the sheathed sword and started to decay it. After, decaying it a lot, Izuku immediately pulled back with his blade and shot a ice blast at him, freezing Shigaraki's feet and some of his fingers. Rushing forward, Izuku cuts into Shigaraki, hitting vital spots but not cutting into it so he will bleed out, but cutting so he can't move. Accidentally also hitting two hands of Shigaraki, one being the father on his face and one of them being one of his sister's hand, landing a little bit far away. Sorry. After doing that, Shigaraki started to panic and saying how this
mini-boss is too strong and fast for his stats.
Hearing his language, he understands that this guy is a gamer. Izuku looked at him with a weird look and shot another shot at him, freezing him more down, making one of his fingers not able to move and touch the ice. One of his pinkies was not frozen, but couldn't touch the ice. And two of his fingers, being the middle finger and the thumb, being also cannot move anything to touch the ice. So Shigaraki got trapped when Izuku felt a blast of air, throwing him and Shigaraki away, making Izuku's tactic null and void. But the hands was thrown away as well, landing inside, well, a bush or something, hiding them away. With Shigaraki placing the hand that was on his back of his head on the front of his head, this being Nana's hand. Well, no, the two hands on his face got, well, thrown back into the bushes, covering them, so no one could find them. Even Shigaraki at that point couldn't. Izuku stood there and watching All Might fighting the Nomu, spotted that the Nomu was about to slam into All Might's injuries with its claws. Immediately, well, put his knight sword away. Well, just dropped it on the ground because he doesn't have a sheath for it. Dropped it on the ground, and Izuku pulled out the Master Sword. Running forward, and when All Might grabbed both of the Nobu's hand, Izuku went to its side and cut into it with the Master Sword, with it glowing, cutting into the monster, it screaming in pain, and jumped away from both of them. Both of them watched the Nomu and its actions. It didn't regenerate as Shigaraki told them. It was injured permanently. After that, Kurogiri appeared next to Shigaraki, telling them that some of the students were already gone before he got there. And it seems the students above the stairs is good ass fighters, so he couldn't teleport any of them. Shigaraki got mad at this, but some of the villains that was teleported around the area came back towards where All Might was and Izuku was. Both of them seeing they were about to be surrounded. Oh god, we didn't think about they could be teleported around. Young man, are you willing to fight them? To the death? Yes, I am a royal knight. I see. Before anything happened, Mirio appeared in a group of villains and started to hitting them, shocking All Might and Izuku that was back to back at this point, with, well, Izumi, Shoto, and Bakugo throwing, well, their attacks around, knocking out some few villains and sending some of them away. Izuku looks up to the stairs and seeing that Uraka, Mina, Denki, Momo, Jiro. I said Jiro was there, right? Yeah, I think so. Jiro, Octopus Guy, and Tokuyami was upstairs with 13 holding up some villains that was about to come down up the stairs, seeing the others coming down. Mirio looked at All Might and Deku and said, "Focus on the big guy. We got the small fries." Izuku nodded at this, and both All Might and Izuku looked at the Nomu that was standing beside Shigaraki that looked at its injuries, cut by the Master Sword.
That sword needs to go.
Before Izuku even realized what he was saying, a hand of Shigaraki went through a portal that he didn't spot and touched the blade of the Master Sword. Nothing happened. Izuku, seeing the opportunity, cuts Shigaraki's palm and fingers, slicing accidentally Shigaraki's pinky off, and Shigaraki pulling back, seeing he lost a finger.
You brat! Did you just cut off my finger?
I mean, you did try to harm my sword, so yes. What did you expect would happen when I pulled it away?
Doesn't mean you had to cut off my finger!
Oh, shut up and start whining more.
But how? It's simply crumbling.
I mean, do you not recognize the goddamn sword? It's a very popular sword.
I know it's the Master Sword, it's just a damn blade!
Isuku and All Might stood there with the others, and some of the villains just stopped looking at Shigaraki. You were saying that most powerful magic item still in existence is just a damn blade.
Magic isn't real.
Right. Like that creature beside you isn't real, and your partner over there isn't real. Both of them are made out of more dark magic than you realized.
Master won't like this.
Both of them hearing the name, All Might and Isugu realized that now it's confirmed. Not Master, Shigaraki said Sensei. One of the nicknames of All For One is Sensei, so they realized he is still alive. A confirmed fact now. Isugu said to All Might, "Keep that monster busy and we'll try to cut off its legs so you have more movability." Do you think that would work? Yes, look at its side. The wound is still bleeding and not healing up. Meaning that that creature is the more dangerous one. But I'm also afraid of the teleportation guy. I understand. After some few minutes of standing with the others fighting around them, All Might and Isugu rushed forward, All Might being faster than Isugu. But Isugu still keeping up. Nomu, being ordered to attack them, rushed forward to punch into All Might's face. All Might grabbing it and punched into Nomu's face, with it trying to hit All Might's stomach, but gets Isugu going under them and cutting into Nomu's stomach again, and then turned around to cut into its leg, hitting its knee but didn't cut straight through, but just cut into it, making it stop moving as fast. Nomu screeched and punched into All Might, sending him a few, 2 meters away. Sorry, my got cut off again. All Might got sent back a little, about 2 meters, with Nomu trying to hit Isugu, with Isugu raising his cannon and blasting into Nomu's face, hitting it, and it trying to scratch it. Isugu hits it again, freezing both arms to its head, with All Might coming in, doing a uppercut into Nomu, sending it up through the air. All Might jumping up and hitting the Nomu down again, with Isugu thinking, if the weak spot is the most obvious, maybe we can end this fight. Rushing forward and jumping up in the air and drop down on the Nomu, not in the stomach, but through its head. It was played out like an angel, but when you're doing a snow angel, it was like spread out with straight arms and legs to the side on the ground, with Isugu jumping up, doing a backflip, and landing the Master Sword into the Nomu's head, with it screaming out and dying. After some few moments, the Nomu stopped moving, not disappearing like the other one. Isugu figured out, could think something is different about this monster than the others. The one he fought in the mansion was more monster-like. This one is more human-like. Shigaraki freaking out of his weapon being killed by a damn
Mini-boss! With the main boss! That's no fair.
Isugu and All Might stood and looked at the guy that was rambling about unfairness. When Kurogiri said they could sneak on All Might, but before he could do anything, a beam of light went towards him, but Kurogiri dodged and said, "Never mind, Master. I must pull us away." With Shigaraki screeching and yelling at Kurogiri, but getting teleported anyway and saying to All Might and Isuku,
This won't be the last time I've seen of you two. I swear it.
both of them disappearing into Kurogiri's mist, leaving the other villains alone, frightened and surrendering, most of them. Other ones have to be, well, restrained or just literally just fucking knocked out. After 5 more minutes, the heroes arrived and helped out with the cleanup and everything else, arresting villains, finding villains, and collecting evidence. After the fight, Isuku and All Might was tired, but because All Might didn't went through, well, going over his limits in this fight, because Isuku helped him cutting up the Nomu, making it stop moving faster, and everything else, and killing it earlier than it should have in the original timeline, Isuku looks around and finds where the blood, because Isuku's weapon, well, Master Sword burns away any other remnant of creatures from it, so the blood that was cut from Shigaraki was burned away when Isuku leapt away. It's not noticeable flames, but they're still there. Isuku walks over to where he spotted Shigaraki's fingers and pulled out, well, because he has hero materials around him, pulled out a tweezer and a, well, bag, putting the fingers of Shigaraki, the little finger of Shigaraki's left hand. No, right hand. The right hand was cut up by Isuku, putting the finger inside, making sure that it was evidence back. With him walking over to where he saw the hands disappearing into the forest area, going in and finding 2 more hands, picking them up, and feeling these were actual human hands. Putting, well, the 2 hands inside of, well, a evidence bag, walking out to the other heroes that was standing there talking with All Might, Orisa 13, explaining to Midnight that had Nezu on her shoulder. That is quite... Ah, young Isuku, how may we help? I have some few evidence here, Principal Nezu. Isuku showing the finger of Shigaraki and the hands of, well, someone. Ah, evidence. Nezu looked at the items Isuku picked up. The little finger is from the villain. I cut the little finger off. I could have taken the blood off my sword, but it immediately burns away any other items that is not me. Or the princess. I see. The 2 other hands, when I touched them because I thought they were fake, they felt real, like human skin contact and some dead hairs I could feel. You're saying those are real hands, sir? Quite disturbing, I see. Yes. Anything else you noticed? The leader, I supposed, is talking like a gamer, so maybe online forums or something about that. Maybe he's on there, you can track him or something, I don't know. He's using mini boss with boss, enemies, and stats. He talked about that most of our fights. I see. Isuku looked over to spot the Nomus being put on, well, being carried on a evidence thing, so carried out. What's gonna happen to that thing? When you said it was magic coded, I allowed the Hyrulean scientist that is in Hyrule. I will send the corpse to them to figure out what it is. Isuku looked at it and said, I believe it's more human than monster, sir. The last one I fought was in that mansion I was talking about. That disappeared because I killed it. This one is still around, meaning it has human parts. Might interesting mind, young man. Thank you, sir. Now, you better go. The others are waiting for you. Izuku nodded and bowed to the teachers, walking away to spot his sister and Bakugo, talking to some of the others, like Uraka and Mina. Hey, brother. Hey. So, what have you discovered? The two hands, well, the hands on that guy, the probable leader, those are real. Really? Yeah, felt them. Pretty freaking real for me. I see. And a creepy guy. Izumi looked at Izuku, that looked back at her. Yes, that is maybe. You sure? Yes. Damn it. What are you two talking about? Nothing important. It was mostly about his cutting off the finger of that guy. Yeah, so we have a DNA trail of who he is. Better to find him. Yeah, it is. All the group walked up the stairs and outside to where some of the policemen were. Izuku giving his account to the police with the others as well. Afterwards, the remaining student that was not at UA at this point got back to UA, and everyone cried of them being okay, with Zelda coming over and hitting on Izuku's head. You idiot! Okay, I'm sorry, Zelda. Did you just fight a group of villains? Hey, I didn't want that. You know that. But that's not it! You almost fought a monster in darkness! I know, but Zelda, please. No buts! Zelda grabbing Izuku's ear and pulling him away. You, me, our room! Oh, fuck. Cuddles for a whole night! Oh. And not leaving my side for a whole fucking week. Zelda, we have schoolwork. We can do it in the dorms. The students seeing this just laughed a little about it. After, the whole incident, we turned the time a little back when Kurogiri teleported them. Landing in a bar, Shigaraki screamed and yelled about cheaters and stuff, and destroying some tables and the bar, with Kurogiri getting kinda pissed, but it took out a broom. The whole conversation between the doctor and All For One was happening, in canon, so that didn't much change. But when we look at All For One that was behind the screen, he was leaning on his right hand, looking at Shigaraki and smiling, but something was glowing behind a hand that was covered in bandages. That was glowing gold. That is it from this series. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I truly do, and it has been fun doing this. I hope you guys enjoyed it. The Q&A video will be made if it if you go on the post, I've been made it on my channel. You can scroll down, find a place where you can leave a comment to the Q&A video. It's where I have posted my polls for the next week's video. So you can do that. Find it and leave a question if you have a question for me. You can leave 2, and that's mostly it. If you have a question about my series, you can leave that. But mostly, read the rules. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I did it again. So the next video is gonna be... give me a second. The next videos... God damn it, where is it? There it is. It's very far away. Sorry. The next video is what if Deku was a monster hunter? What if what if Bell was a monster hunter? And what if Bell was an item maker? I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Good morning, goodbye, farewell, see you later. Leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Most important one. Bye-bye!